Baldur's Gate 3 Patch 8 will introduce crossplay, photo mode, and more. Larian Studios will release Baldur's Gate 3's Path 8 in 2025, which adds crossplay, a photo mode, and 12 new subclasses to the game, the developer announced. Whether you're joining PlayStation 5 players from your PC or jumping into a game with Mac users from your Xbox, Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer will soon feature full cross-platform progression, including crossplay, just as the gaming gods intended. Once the update is live, you'll be able to invite your friends to join your crossplay lobby directly, regardless of platform, and find available multiplayer lobbies with friends on other systems using the Larian Network. Larian Studios posted a community update requesting people to sign up for an upcoming stress test of Patch 8. This is not the first time Larian has done this. Patch 7, which introduced official modding tools, was also community tested. The stress test is scheduled for January, meaning that it is unlikely that Patch 8 will be released any earlier than February. However, the official length of the stress test period has not been confirmed. Current theories suggest there will be a few weeks of stress testing followed by a period of bug fixing so that the patch can be released smoothly on all platforms. Baldur's Gate 3 is getting one last big update in Patch 8, which will introduce crossplay between all consoles, PC, and even Mac. But before Larian puts the latest patch through a stress test with players, the developer has shared more details about what to expect. Photo mode and 12 new subclasses are among the new features that stand out in Patch 8. There are also a number of bug fixes and in-game mod improvements. Larian's latest update notes that there have been 100 million mod downloads to date. The company also promised that more mods are being approved for console players. Mac players also have new minimum specs for Baldur's Gate 3. Larian now suggests that Mac users update their system to macOS 14, version 14.7.1 or later. Older Macs that can't be updated to that level can still play Baldur's Gate 3 through Patch 6. Incoming bug fixes. Along with the new features, we're continuing to clean up animation pops, clipping, and have fixed bugs, including the likes of fixed a save game issue, where you wouldn't get the appropriate amount of umbral gems for the Gauntlet of Shar. Fixed an issue causing you to get stuck at a 0% loading screen when attempting to join a multiplayer session that uses mods. Your character will no longer think Shadowheart is dead if she isn't when talking to. Halsin will now show up to your camp in Act 2 as long as you save him, even if you happen to skip the celebration with the tieflings at camp. Improved performance in the Adamantine Forge. Minthra will now comment on reveal. Saris will stop getting involved in combats with Minthra from across the region. An eager beaver no longer. We've also reminded Minthra that knocked out does not mean dead, so she'll more reliably appear in Moonrise Towers. Fixed companions' lines getting cut off prematurely after Gale at the end of the game. Fixed a bug preventing WYLL from commenting on Asterion holding a blade to your throat during Asterian's recruitment dialogue by the beach. Barkus is no longer Mike Wazowski'd by various items like cauldrons and bottles blocking him off from view when you talk to him at last light. In-game mod manager improvements. Removed the third-party mods warning and replaced it with clearer messaging. The mod verification window will now trigger regardless of where the request to connect to a multiplayer game is coming from. Bard, College of Glamour. As a College of Glamour Bard, you'll find you have the power to heal friends and command enemies in equal measure. Cast Mantle of Inspiration to bestow your allies with 5 temporary hit points. And should an enemy attack while it is cast, they'll find themselves charmed. Play your hand correctly, and you'll be able to use this to your advantage with Mantle of Majesty. Target charmed enemies and you can command them to flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop their weapon. Barbarian, Path of Giants. Opt for the Path of Giants, and your newfound giant strength will make it easier for you to yeet friend and foe alike. Forget chugging potions to pump those muscles. These barbarians benefit from the Giant's Rage passive that grants both strength and size, allowing you to deal additional damage with throw attacks. Pockets weighing you down? Not for you, and your increased carry capacity. Cleric, Death Domain. As a Cleric of Death, you'll find a few dark new tricks up your sleeves, from spells that specialize in necrotic damage to 3 new necromancy cantrips. This includes Toll the Dead, a cantrip that causes 1 to 8 damage, when your cleric rings the bell of impending doom, a number that scales if your target has already been damaged. We've also added the homebrewed ability to explode nearby corpses, damaging enemies. Druid, Circle of Stars. These druids look to the stars for answers, accessing powers beyond those offered through the classic wild shapes. Taking on one of 3 starry forms for their power, the constellations of the Archer, Chalice, and Dragon. Each one favors a different playstyle and strategy, the Archer dealing radiant damage with astral arrows, the life-giving Chalice restoring hit points to you and others nearby, and the Wise Dragon, allowing you to deal damage with an added bonus to Constitution rolls. The starry forms offer not just a celestial aesthetic, but practical, powerful options to enhance your role as a healer, fighter, or strategist. Paladin, Oath of the Crown. You've been sworn to uphold the principles of law. Stay true to your oath and you'll be rewarded with the power to aid your allies and disrupt your foes. Guide your companions in battle with righteous clarity, taunt enemies with strategic interrupts, and keep your party standing strong with divine allegiance, absorbing their damage while restoring their health. Fighter, Arcane Archer. Mastering the dual arts of magic and marksmanship, the Arcane Archer subclass offers unique skills on top of new shooting animations. Banish foes to the Feywild, removing them from the battlefield for a turn, or unleash psychic damage that forces enemies to make a wisdom saving throw or be blinded until the start of their next turn. Monk, Drunken Master. Putting the brew in homebrew. As the Drunken Master, you have the ability to consume alcohol straight from your inventory, as well as drink from bottles you see around the Sword Coast, in order to recover ki. By sharing the bottle with your enemies using Intoxicating Strike, you'll generate a buff towards your armor class and your chance to hit drunk targets. Drunk enemies are also susceptible to the Drunken Master's other abilities, like Sobering Realization, which sobers up drunk targets, dealing physical and psychic damage. Ranger, Swarmkeeper. The Swarmkeeper subclass provides rangers with 3 kinds of deadly swarms to assist them in combat. The Cloud of Jellyfish deals extra lightning damage, potentially shocking your enemy. The Flurry of Moths deals psychic damage, giving you the potential to blind your enemy. The Legion of Bees deals piercing damage and forces the enemy to make a strength saving throw or be knocked back 15 feet. Each swarm also has the ability to provide you with teleportation capabilities.